Hello everybody, welcome to another video. Today we've got a lot of things to get through. Whether you're a Liverpool, Newcastle, Spurs fan, we've got all the stuff. That is basically us going through all the winners from this season, except from Crystal Palace. Please make sure you watch till the end. You may want to see what other clubs are getting onto this summer. But before I begin, if you're new here, please hit subscribe and the like as well. It'd be greatly appreciated. But we're going to start with the biggest news of the day, and that's Liverpool submitting an offer for Florian Wirtz, 130 million euros. It's an improved second bid. David Ornstein came out to say, and Fabrizio Romano as well. He's keen on Liverpool because there was a little bit of murmurs that other teams were going to try and get into the race. But Wirtz only wants Liverpool, and this is massive, massive news. I think that will be the final fee, which is around 109 million. It's just that the structure needs to sort of get sorted, and that is what Fabrizio Romano is reporting. The final details are being negotiated, and the deal is expected to happen soon. So it seems as though we're going to have a here we go. We're going to have a deal done really soon. And it's quite smart how Liverpool do this. You know, the day that Trent is announced to go to Real Madrid, they have their Frimpong announcement, which I'm going to talk about, which will probably happen later today. And they're also having this sort of Wirtz news coming out to improve the morale amongst the Liverpool fans. Not that much of them really care that Trent is now gone officially. That now that we're going on to talk about Trent, it is understood that Liverpool have got 10 million euros for him to play for Real Madrid at the Club World Cup, with them covering the salary as well. That is incredible business from Liverpool. Hughes is one of the best in the business when it comes to sales. He always gets what he wants. I have no clue how he does it, but every single time, Liverpool always get the fee they want. They always get the structure of deal they want when they're selling a player. 10 million is a lot of money for a player that's going to be leaving just, 2 months earlier to play in the Club World Cup. Liverpool are such a smart selling club, and I'm so jealous that they've managed to do this sort of thing, get this money for Trent, wrapping up Wirtz. The mood must be so high for Liverpool fans right now, and I can just, like I did a video earlier today talking about how good they're going to be next season with a different structure and rotations. These deals are just proving to show that Liverpool do mean business. And that gets us onto the Jeremy Frimpong news. He's going to be announced today. Paul Joyce, a very good Liverpool source, has said it. And again, look, that is just smart as well. They knew that Trent was going to be announced today. They said, okay, we'll hold our horses and we will give our announcement for Frimpong today as well. You know, they could have done this way earlier, but they want to do it today. Out with the old, in with the new. The Liverpool way of doing things is just really good. The fans are never upset for too long if there were any that were upset, because they know that there's new things coming in. It's a new era at the right back spot. Jeremy Frimpong is a quality player. He has the width, the pace, the quality. He's really good in the duels. He puts a volume of crosses into the box. There's so many positive elements to this deal happening, and I'm sure Liverpool fans, you're delighted. You can't wait to see how you guys play with Frimpong and Wirtz coming into the side. And what I can say is this new era is going to be looking very good. Finally, it is the news on Liverpool are attentive to Hugo Ekitike and appreciate the player and had contacts to understand the situation. So again, there we go. Liverpool, if they get Ekitike as well, I feel like that will be a really good window. I still think they need a number 6. I've said this many times. Baleba, Wharton, somebody who can eat the ground. But hey, Ekitike won't be a bad signing if it's the final one of the window. He can work on the left with somebody coming through the centre forward role, with a Nunes, with a Jota, can work as the centre forward in a split striker formation. He'll work well with Salah. He drops deep. Firmino light with a bit of Isak in terms of his dribbling. Not Benjamin Sesko, I'm thinking about Arsenal there. Hugo Ekitike has a lot of fundamentals to be a top player, and people don't understand how much of a good ball striker and goal scorer he is. 22 goals and 12 assists this season for Frankfurt is a really good return for him. And yeah, I'm sure Liverpool will keep battling away to get that number 9. There was talk of Gonzalo Ramos. I think that was rubbish, to be honest. I don't see that happening. But yeah, Hugo Ekitike seems to be the main priority for the centre forward position. But now let us get on to Newcastle in terms of what they're doing. There's been a lot of talks with Joan Garcia. Is it going to be Joan Garcia? Is it going to be Trafford? Who's it going to be? Well, obviously, we have those reports of Joan Garcia, and they're still going on saying that Newcastle are the firm destination. He wants to come to the Premier League. Barcelona won't be able to have him. But what I'm starting to understand is that Newcastle really love Trafford. And the key detail is they've already got a verbal pact agreement with Trafford, which Fabrizio Romano said last summer is still valid for this summer. He's still the top of the new goalkeeper list for Newcastle. And if we're going to be honest, Newcastle never move on from their top targets. If they want someone, they're going to do everything in their power to get them. And I feel like that's going to be the same with Trafford. But hey, although I do think that Joan Garcia is a superior goalkeeper and has a higher ceiling, that doesn't mean Trafford is a scrub. He's a really, really good goalkeeper in his own right. When he came to the Premier League 2 seasons ago, it was really difficult for him. That defence in front of him was absolutely shocking. Trafford, what he does give you again is claiming crosses. He's not afraid to come and claim those balls into the box. He's strong. He's commanding. He's a fantastic shot stopper, penalties. So many strings to his bow as well, you know, and he's still quite young. He's English. Building this English core of Newcastle United, I feel like is quite important to them. 25 to 30 million is the fee. So the same as Joan Garcia. It's not like you're going to be paying more for a lesser goalkeeper. It's around the same for somebody who will probably gel into the squad a lot better with the English core they've already got. Lewis Hall, Livramento. You can just see him from a sort of outside of football standpoint fitting into the Newcastle squad really, really well. And yeah, the news came out from Craig Hope, who I've said is a very, very good Newcastle news platform. He says that James Trafford is Newcastle's #1 goalkeeper target this summer. And an offer is sort of anticipated. So there you have it. If you're a Newcastle fan, you can be so happy that your club has 2 quality options, Joan Garcia or a Trafford. That is very, very, very good that you're able to recognise the 2 best goalkeepers, the 2 best young goalkeepers up and coming are those 2. So you know what, if we can't get one, we'll get the other. And that is the sort of style that Newcastle have in the transfer market. They are ruthless and they know what they want. And talking about ruthless and knowing what they want, Newcastle United are growing increasingly hopeful of being able to seal a deal for Bryan Mbeumo this summer. Scott Wilson echo. He's not too bad for Newcastle news as well. But yeah, this is huge. I've always felt it. Bryan Mbeumo is destined to play for Newcastle United. Everything just makes sense when you think about the right wing position. You think about Premier League experience. You think about sort of, you know, the way he plays, quick transitional football. You know, he can work against low blocks as well. The way that Bryan Mbeumo plays, it just suits Newcastle to a T. Whether it's 50 million, which seems to be the touted fee, it's absolutely worth it. And Mbeumo, Trafford, Guéhi, number 10/8, like an El Canus or a Simmons Summer. With a backup striker, Simmons can play number 9 as well, so maybe you don't even need that. Newcastle United, with a Sula coming through, you can play that 9 anyway. Newcastle United can look really dangerous going into next season. Now let's finally get on to the Tottenham stuff. Leroy Sane. It is seeming that Spurs really want this guy. Tottenham are showing the most concrete interest in Leroy Sane. And I've seen a lot of people saying that Leroy Sane is washed. That is not the case. And I feel like at a Spurs team, adding more experience into the front line is always a positive thing. He can work as a touchline winger, an inside forward. He can play off the left. He can play off the right. A great option. He really is. Sometimes you can't be experienced and known quality. Because when you're looking at the stats of Sane in 45 games, 13 goals, 5 assists. Before that, 10 goals, 12 assists, 14 goals, 9 assists, 14, 14, 10, 10. These are no scrub statistics, by the way. These are very good statistics for a very good player who is playing in a buy-in side, who is playing more with Elise. He's still playing a lot of minutes, by the way. There's this idea that he's injury-prone, but he's managing to play 40 games per season without fail for the last, 5 seasons? So this is a player who's going to be available, and I feel as though he would fit Spurs' motto of betting in the experience with the quality young players they already have. But anyway, that's it for now. Let me know your thoughts on everything discussed in this video. Make sure you have liked and subscribed. But until next time, peace.